Britney's self-titled third album, with tracks such as I'm a Slave for You, was an attempt to cultivate a more mature approach.
Slave for You is a really good track because, you know, it's doing something a little bit different. It's not the standard pop track, and it gave you another chance to see another side of Britney, which was just a little bit more interesting.
It's very different from any other song that I've ever done, I think, personally, and it's just the type of song that when you hear it on the radio, it's got a really good groove to it, and you just wanna dance. And I like it. It's really definitely different for me, but, you know, this is the kind of music that I'm listening to right now, so that's kind of the direction that my music is going towards, so I hope people like it.
And around the same time, her personal life starts to unravel a little bit, and we're finding a bit more out about her. She's getting a bit sexier and a bit more interesting. And then until we hit I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman, where suddenly we've got confused Britney, and actually at the same time you're seeing real fallout in her personal life.
However, its sales were far from as strong as her previous albums. Was this to be the end of Britney's music career?
She had some pretty naff records out, and no one over in the UK gave a monkeys, really. Yeah, she was good looking. Yeah, she was in Vegas with a snake wrapped around her neck. Big deal. Yeah, if the records aren't good, radio's not going to play it. If radio's not going to play it, people don't get it into their heads. You know, MTV and the video channels can watch, and they'll show the Britney because she looks hot in it, but they won't keep hammering it if radio isn't supporting it. You need radio to still break records and get that consciousness into people's heads that, oh yeah, just see that familiarity of a song. And if we're not hammering it, it's probably not going to happen. And I think her last few records have been a bit dull.
Britney's had quite a turbulent relationship with smash hits, if you like, because she came out with such a huge boom that you couldn't get enough of her. You wanted her on the cover as often as you can. You wanted pictures of her inside. You wanted posters. You wanted, you know, interviews with her. You wanted gossip from her. You wanted her new song words first. All of a sudden, after Oops, I Did It Again, actually we decided that perhaps Britney wasn't as hot as she once was. And there was just a bit of a lull. And I think as her music got raunchier and sexier, teenage girls started to get a bit turned off by her, really, because actually she was a bit too grown up. She was moving further away from her target audience. And then recently we've kind of seen her creep back into the headlines for various stories, be they good or bad. And that's kind of lifted some sort of interest, but didn't really bring her into the heartland of a teenage girl or someone who was a fan, if you like, who would spend all their money going to her concerts or buying her CDs or plastering posters up on the wall about her. So basically from there we've kind of seen this rock bottom dip.
Britney's mainstream film debut, Crossroads, was released in early 2002 to mixed reviews, arguably due to its lightweight dealings with serious teenage issues. We'll have to wait then and see if Britney's film career grows and ventures into more challenging territory.
Well, this is my first movie, so I'm not really expecting an Academy Award, but in the future, you know, acting really challenges me because it's definitely a new territory and I'm not used to that. So, but in the future, I would love to get recognition, so we'll see.
Her fourth album saw Britney moving further away from teen pop and cultivating a sexually charged adult image. The 2003 album, In the Zone, included a collaboration with Madonna on Me Against the Music.
She is like, oh, you know what I mean, to me. Like, she's been my idol since I was a little girl. So I was a little nervous when I met her. I was really a goob. Oh, so embarrassed. I can't believe, like, normally I'm really cool when I meet people. You know, hey, what's up, you know. I went to her and I was like, I feel like I should hug you. I know, she was like, she is a dork. I was so embarrassed. If I could take that back, I totally would. But no, she had me starstruck. She really did. She's the one person that has me, you know, like that.
At Smash Hits, we were not too surprised by Britney's relationship with Madonna. They've both talked for years about how they have the greatest respect and admiration for one another. Britney, in every single interview I've ever read, has talked about how Madonna was her role model when she grew up. It was Madonna that she wanted to be like. So it's no surprise that really she's ended up working with her. And especially at a time when Madonna needs her more than Britney needs Madonna. You know, this helps Madonna far more than it ever helped Britney. From the day she wore Britney on her T-shirt, this was about, you know, living off someone else's hype, and stealing her limelight, if you like, stealing her youth and her attraction and her audience. Because as Madonna moves on and moves out of the limelight, Britney's been stealing it all, and Madonna is obviously quite clearly wanting a taste of that again. I don't think it was a good move for Britney. I don't think the kiss was a good move for Britney. And I don't think the video or the track did any good for her either. It was really more about bettering Madonna's career and kind of smacked of desperation, really, in a let's see what we can do, let's see what I can get out of someone else.
Britney's friendship with Madonna, well, in a way, it's understandable. Here is Madonna has been a superstar all of Britney Spears' life. Ever since Britney Spears could understand what was going on around her, Madonna was huge. Suddenly, you know, Britney is this big star as well, and that's, you know, stars have icons too. They have people that they would be excited to meet, and I'm sure Britney was very excited to meet Madonna. Madonna is a superstar. She is Madonna. I think she probably kind of took Britney under her wing a little bit and tried to help her out. You know, Britney's a talented girl, and I don't know whether Madonna could see she was struggling a little bit or, you know, not coping too well with life in the public eye. But, you know, they obviously became mates, worked on that record together. Not the greatest record, I've got to be honest. You see, that to me was not a great record, but two great superstar names together. And then there was that kiss, which I found pathetic. See, I found the whole kiss thing pathetic on both sides. I found it pathetic for Madonna to do it personally, just because it's not shocking anymore. It's in a way, it's ridiculous how much attention it got around the world. Wow. You know, they made it out that these two were French kissing, having some orgy on stage. It was like a peck that lasted a second, you know, and it was turned into this wild lesbian fantasy, Madonna and Britney, you know, snogging, which is, it just shows how hysterical the media can be sometimes. But at the same time, here were these two big superstars having a kiss on stage, even though a small one. But hey, look, it got the media's attention. It was the front page news everywhere. It was a story that everyone was talking about. So if that was their intention, by God, it worked very well.
You know, the alliance that Britney and Madonna have forged serves both of their purposes well. You know, for Madonna, being associated with a more contemporary, current artist helps her be perceived as contemporary herself, seeing as how her last couple of records didn't do as well. She needs to do something to stay in the public eye. Affiliating herself with Britney helps that purpose. For Britney's, you know, from Britney's end, Madonna is, I think, the sort of career that she would love to have. So if she can be perceived as Madonna's protege or as Madonna, you know, sort of passing the torch to her, that's exactly the position I think that Britney would like.